started again. So the Sophonius, have you understood what I said? That is, the use is much more than the unidirectional engine. So the chances of failure is more in case of reversible engine. That's why even the starting consecutive start, it is there in your syllabus. You will see it is 50%, and that is the 6th time, and whereas for reversible engine it is 12 times. So that is the reason why you have that. You can have, instead of in the branch line, you can have in the your manifold. Now this is the brief. Yeah, Teka, tell me.
Sir, here I think the flame trap is a protective device for the air manifold. Yeah. So can you
yeah, tell me.
Can you tell us how this flame trap is working?
Okay, flame trap, how it is working? Yeah, let me explain
how it is working, and what is the main purpose of this one.
Yeah, flame trap is, if you see, this is a it is a plate, okay, and if you see from the side, it will be so it will be a certain thickness a plate. So there are holes provided into this plate. There are number of holes. All around there will be hole, inside there will be hole. So there will be, all over this plate will be having holes, and it will have a thickness. If in fact, then if you see from the side, it will be, there will be number of holes like this. So once the flame front is passing through this hole, for an example, suppose this is the engine side. This is the engine side cylinder, and this is the air starting side. So what will happen? You have a flame here. Suppose your air starting valve is leaking. Then what will happen? During the combustion, the flame will come. But when it is passing through this plate, the material is such, it is the thermal conductivity and the specific heat capacity is high. It means it can hold the heat energy, high heat energy, as well as it can absorb the heat faster, much more than the other material. So what will happen when the flame is passing through this hole? It has to pass through the hole when it is moving from one side to other side. What will happen? The heat energy, it will be absorbed by this plate, and this flame heat energy will reduce, and it will reduce to a level where that heat energy will not support your combustion. It means there will be a flame here, but when it is passing through this side, there is no flame, only the hot gases will be there. This will be hot gases. Another thing, when it is passing through this hole, this flame front has to divide. Then only it will pass through this hole. Once it is passing through this hole, it is divided into number of hole. It means heat energy it is carrying H, that's what I said, and each flame front, when it is passing through it, suppose N is the number of hole, it will be H by N. There can be a variation, but let us take it as equally divided. And H by N is much less than the H. And plus this heat energy, this heat can dissipate in this plate because it has got a capacity, specific capacity is thermal capacity, the heat capacity is high, and also the heat energy it can absorb is higher. So what will happen? This small heat energy will be carrying, and that heat energy plus it will get dissipated from in this plate. So the heat energy will reduce to a level which will not support the combustion, because for combustion you need certain heat energy. So this heat energy will be reduced to that, so that if there is any leakage, So that leakage should not come to the air shutting manifold. That is the idea for providing this flame trap or the flame arrestor. It means it is arresting the flame. It is allowing the hot gases to pass through, but not the flame. Flame will not pass through. As well as the hot gases also temperature will reduce because it will get dissipated in this plate. And it will divide it and dissipated both. Is it clear, Teka?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, John.
So, Abraham, you raised your hand. What is the question? Tell me.
So, Chief,
Yeah.
on flame arrestor, let's say the flame trap is catching some flame.
Yeah.
But before this condition is getting worse, I mean the leakage on starting valve, what kind of indication we can see on the flame trap? It will show some, do we have some type of indication?
Yes, there is indication. It was there. And this temperature will go high. Suppose this valve is leaking. Then only what will happen? This pipe temperature will go high. So that is the indication. That's why when you're taking round, you check the individual branch pipe with the infrared gun, temperature thermometer. So that you know, if you compare that one unit is very high compared to that, means the difference is very high compared to the other unit, it means that particular valve we can suspect there is a leakage. That's the reason it is high, temperature is high. But after that input, you can confirm it, that distributor air, you shut it off, and then main air you open. So this distributor air is shut, there is a valve here. So what will happen? This is shut means there is no air here. All the valve will be kept shut. But if there is any leakage, suppose this is leaking. So there will be a leakage of this main air, which is open. And then with the indicator cock, you will see the air is coming out. That means that particular valve is leaking. You do the overhauling. You replace it and the overhaul with the overhauled one, and then you overhaul this one. So that is the indication we can say this temperature will be high in the branch line because there is a leakage during the combustion. Exhaust gas will leak. That temperature is much higher than the normal air temperature. This will be the engine room temperature in that location. But the cylinder, if it is leaking, it will be much higher because exhaust is leaking. Clear, understood, Abraham? So now the next is your breach control system. Let us see the breach control system. So in this case, what we have here, this is the lever by which we start, stop. So here there is a solenoid valve, and here you have the camshaft servo motor, which we have seen that the Sulzer, they use a servo motor which turns the cam and respect to the camshaft. And there is a cylinder which is turning this. For an example, this is the servo cylinder, and this is our solenoid valve which is operated from the signal from the breech. And then the distributor also has to be changed position. So there is a cylinder by which we can change the position of the distributor. And this is the air distributor. Because these both has to be in same position. Suppose we are running the engine as ahead, it means our cam also should be at position, distributor also should be in at position. If it is astern, similarly, both has to be in the same position. So astern position. So that's why it is a parallel connection is given. So it does the same thing for both. You have the cylinder, both it will move a piston, servo piston, and again that will give a motion to your cam shaft or the cam. That is the cam, and camshaft will be stationary, so cam will turn, and here the distributor will change the position. Now then what you have, one line, when you put it to start, then this signal comes here and the solenoid will get energized. And once we get the solenoid energized, it means if you have a, suppose let us see this way, this is the stop, and this side is ahead, this side is astern. So the moment or lever we shift to this direction, so this is ahead and this is astern. So what will happen, the moment we move to this will change these two position to the required ahead direction, because now it is in ahead. And then what will happen, this is a AND logic unit. What is the AND logic unit? It means it is in series. All the side of condition has to be satisfied, then only it will give an output. It will give a command to the next step. So there is a, in this case, there is 3 condition is given. What are the 3 condition? One, starting distributor position. So if the distributor position is not correct, then this will block here. And if this also, it ensures that the position is changed to ahead position, because we have given the